Hi guys, my name is Sifu Datsa and I'm head instructor of WCI Oxford and WCI Discot School. So today I'm going to talk about one of the theories, Wing Chun theories, and the way I understand it. You will probably see it all over the websites and different sites as referring to theory Dim Dim Ching or Point Point Clear. But if I'll be honest with you, I've been doing a little bit of research to actually see if that's the truth, Dim Dim Ching, as that's how you pronounce it. And the closest one I come up with is for point point is a dian dian. That actually means a smallest part of the point, pretty much, or like point point, like a little tiny bit of the point. And obviously ching would be ding. Yeah, so dian dian ding, that would be more like it if you pronounce it in Chinese, but obviously I'm not Chinese, so don't take it for granted. Maybe obviously there's a better version of that, but that's obviously me doing a little bit of research and looking at how would we who are not Chinese look at the words and pronounce them correctly a little bit better than we are using in martial arts school. Because I know that I live in Oxford myself, and also I teach in Oxford, and the truth is I have sometimes people coming from mixed cultures, and when we speak and use Chinese words they just go, what's that? That was a big surprise. Bong sao? What's bong sao? No, that's not how you pronounce it. Yeah, so when we look at these theories, I think as martial art instructors, if we represent specific martial arts style that comes from a specific country, maybe it is our job to do a little bit of research and just to see if we can actually come up with a correct pronunciation. So if obviously there's a Chinese person watching this, and if you know the better terminology and better spelling, please write it down in the comments so I can actually kind of correct it, because I'm developing, I'm growing, and I'm only using dictionaries that is available online, and it comes up with the points and ideas that it does, because I don't really speak Chinese myself. But I'm trying my best to understand the system and the theories of Wing Chun Kung Fu at the highest possible level that I can. So let's talk about that point clear theory. So I'm going to refer it to now in English to make it a little bit easier for you guys. So how do I see it? As I said, the video is about how do I see it, how do I represent it, not how what we're supposed to say because our master or Sifu tells us to say that. Okay, so I see in martial arts that when you first start to learn things, like new things, like martial arts, but it could be anything to be honest, but I'll refer to martial arts, it's easy for me. You have to come with kind of empty cup, as we say, so open-minded with no objections there, and you need to just accept whatever you've been given. And when you want to learn something, truly understand something, what you need to do, you need to focus on the movement for a period of time to improve it and get better at it. So we always say, people think, oh, questions breeds answers, but that's not correct. Training breeds answers. So when you're focusing on the point or part of your training for long enough time, then you're going to start to have questions developing for it. That's going to eventually give you an answer. So there is nothing more satisfying for an instructor, for me, to see is that suddenly my student goes, I got it. I understand why. And I didn't have to even say anything. They've got it. This is so satisfying. I remember myself when I first started learning Wing Chun, it was the same. So you can ask instructor many questions, but you will not truly understand it unless you've actually trained that part so much that you start to analyze and see the movement in everyday life. And then you're going to truly own it and understand it. Yeah. So for example, point clear. In martial arts, in Wing Chun, we teach you 3 core subjects. We have forms, we have a pressure testing system under our martial art organization, and then obviously we have self-defense. Yeah. And we refer Dim Dim Ching theory to forms. All theories we refer to forms. And forms, obviously you have traditional forms like Sunam Tao, Champ Kyu, Wurundami, Byu, Pole, and knives. These are traditional forms. But then there's any types of solo movements, like we have matrix drills in our organization that teaches you 9 shapes, or footwork drills. Could be referred to the concept of forms, okay? Because these movements makes you focus on one thing at a time, yeah? And to practice it till you master it, till you become good at it. Yeah. So for example, if I look at my Sunam Tao first sentence, if you see instructors doing, it's just this moment here. Yeah, it's just this moment here. But if I break it down to smallest point, my first point is open my palms. Yeah. So I can go First point, open palm, second one cross, third one down, fourth one rotate, fifth one back. So once I understand these 5 points, I can start to look at it, okay, how can I practice each point? And this is where the double ding comes in, or dim dim, so the point becomes smaller, to improve it and get better. Okay, so I think, right, open my hands. How do I open my hands? We know that when we form a fist, we roll the fingers in and we lock it with the thumb. So when I open it, I should do the same. I should unlock it and roll the fingers out. When I roll it in, I use my fingertips, roll it into my knuckles all the way till it's curved, yeah? When I open again, I straighten, 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 straighten. So when I start to practice the first point, I learn to open and close, yeah? And this is how I improve my form. I'm not going to go through all of it because that's going to take you an hours of training, yeah? But I understand that dim dim ching or point clear theory means that you are focusing on each point and train it so fine and precise that it becomes clear. You truly understand what you're doing. So you don't need to ask questions, you need to train. And that gives you that clarity, okay? If you think about your child, yeah, and you want to teach your child the same theory, you think about what they're doing in daily life. So for example, they're doing their homework. Their school's giving them some writing projects, stuff like that. You can see their handwriting is absolutely horrible, yeah, because they all just rush and they don't want to handwrite, yeah. You go, whoa, wait a second, we don't do this way. We're working on every single point clear. So we're learning to make letters nice and neat so teacher can read it, yeah. And as a way, what's the point of you writing there something if teacher can't even read that? It's waste of your time and waste of teacher's time. And I know you don't want to do it because you're a child, but we all have things that we must do regardless if we want or we don't. Yeah? And so working on a point clear and developing the understanding of every single point of your life, in your relationship, with your spouse, with your children, with your friends, in your work, maybe your customers, if you're in customer services, maybe obviously in your martial art training or any other hobbies, simply means that you're going to be able to be present, pay attention, and truly understand what's happening at that particular time. However, if you don't focus on these points, if you just live in your own world and walk around and do whatever you want, however you want, you're going to miss loads of things. If you're not looking at your spouse when he comes from or she comes from work, home, and not greeting them, you're not going to know how they get on with the day. And they might say, yeah, I was fine, but you might be missing a really important thing. Maybe it wasn't as fine as they look like. Maybe it was actually something really exciting happening, but they're not willing to tell you that because you're not actually paying attention. Yeah. So paying attention is important. So point clear theory teaches you how to pay attention to every little thing that's happening with you, not just in martial art training, but also in your personal life. Okay, so I'll see you soon in the next video. I hope this helps. And obviously, as I said, if you're a Chinese person watching the video, please comment below the correct spelling of that theory, dim dim ching or ding ding ching, as I think it would be correct. And well, thank you for that anyway, and I'll see you soon.